Hello adventure riders from around the world. I think that it is time to make a proper long-term owner's review of the new Tenere 700. Now, since I have it already for more than 6 months and I've got, let me check how many kilometers on it. A little over 12,000 kilometers. I believe that I'm ready to share my opinion about it and tell you what I think about this model. Of course, I'm gonna ride it on these dirt roads and then on the asphalt roads. I'll try to show you all the pros and cons of the bike, but let's start with the overall discussion. Very good idea. Steel frame, 21-inch front wheel, 18 on the back. The engine is a parallel twin, 700cc, delivers like 72-74 horsepower. That is everything. Suspension is Kayaba, 43 millimeters, upside down. It is non-adjustable. You cannot really do much with this. The shock is adjustable for preload. You can have a preload. A little bit difficult to show you now from here, but anyway, you can preload the rear. So my motorcycle now is completely stocked. Okay, I have made some changes, few cosmetic changes, stylish mostly, but I haven't touched the suspension, I haven't touched the engine, anything. What I did is just to cut the tail and few more things, but anyway, I have another video about the modifications that I have made. You can watch it. Let's focus on the bike now. Is this the best adventure motorcycle on the market today? No. Is this the best motorcycle to go off-road today? Of course not. Is this the best motorcycle to go on the long distance trips? Of course it's not. So what it is? It is a big mixture or very good compromise of a motorcycle that can do almost anything. Never perfect, but I would say very, very good. And the reason I like it and the reason that I got this motorcycle is very simple. It's because I got the old Tenere 660 XTZ. It gave me 193,000 trouble-free kilometers, and I believe that this might be the same, or at least this was the choice that I have made. It has LED lights, I mean daylight LED here. Let me show it to you. Yeah, they look very good. These are the daylights, and the light itself, it's also it is good enough. Some people complain that the dashboard shakes a lot here, and so do the lights, but I really don't mind about it. I don't have any plans to change it. The windscreen, it's for a person like me, it will be good to have, let's say, more 10 centimeters, but I don't really like the design of these tall screens because they completely change the way the motorcycle looks like. And okay, if you have 10 more centimeters, somehow it works, but then you have more wind from the side and you need more deflectors, and then you will finish like a Honda Goldwing. So I don't like this stuff. That's why I use the stock screen. It is good enough for me. The visibility in the mirrors is very good. Okay, enough talking. Let's go to ride now, and I will talk while I ride, so you will have a better idea what bike it is. First, let me start the engine here. I am with the stock exhaust, completely stock. I really like the sound. It sounds good to me. I do not have any plans to change it for now. A Krapovic or something like that, well, they are very expensive and I really don't mind to have it. Riding position is very good. Visibility in the mirrors is very good. Dashboard is very simple, as you can see. It has only the mileage. Then we have the temperature outside, the temperature of the engine, Then is the average petrol consumption, 4 liters. It's a very economical motorcycle. There are a few trips, day trip, another one day trip, and then the mileage, nothing else. The ABS is switchable from here. You can just press it and switch it like this. You need just 2 seconds. It's good to turn it off when you ride on the roads like this. It works well even on these roads without turning it off, but if you need to go to really steep downhill, then it's a problem. You have to definitely turn it off. Alright, suspension is set for people 70-80 kilos. I'm 100 kilos and I have like 15 kilograms of luggage, but even so I do not have any plans to change it for now. Maybe I will upgrade the rear in the future, but not now. So on the roads like this, like a normal bumps, it work well actually. I cannot complain at all. Of course you cannot do it with very high speed because you will eventually hit the bottom, but with a moderate speed it is just fine. So instead of focusing on the suspension and spending thousands of dollars for a better suspension, when I need to go on the roads like this, I just slow down and do it, and the bike is good enough for that purpose. It doesn't matter are you going downhill or uphill. Once you stand on the pegs, you feel comfortable. From the first moment that I jump on this motorcycle on different roads, I felt it like a big dirt bike. Yeah, I told you, it is soft. It is not properly made for someone with my size, but this is not a dirt bike anyway. So the complaints of most of the people are that, yeah, you hit the bottom when you go to a serious off-road, it's a problem, but this is not a motorcycle for serious off-road. This type of roads, like what I'm having now, they are just fine with the stock suspension. This is the end of the talks about suspension. The engine in these conditions, this 74 horsepower, are way more than I will use off-road. And to be honest, most of the riders will never use it. Even if you have like KTM 890 or 790, alright, they've got like 100 horsepower, but when you have the off-road mode, it will limit to, I think was 70-80 or something like that, not sure exactly. It is the same with KTM 1190. When you have it on off-road mode, it will limit the horsepower anyway, so I never need more than this on off-road. I was fine even with my old Tenere with 48 horsepower. So this 75 or 74, whatever they are, just coming handy sometimes when you need to overtake or make something more that requires more power. But I don't ride fast on the street anyway, so I'm gonna get on the street just after a few minutes and show you everything. So the roads like this, with a proper, at least a minimum basic off-road skills, you can do it without any problem. So as I did it now, let me now turn on this ABS again. You press it and it is on. I don't think that this motorcycle even needs ABS because it is not that powerful, but it has it. So all right, let me accelerate now so you will have an idea what the power is. So I got to 120-30 kilometers for just a few seconds. This is more than enough than I will ever need while I travel. I really don't understand why people are focused so much on this horsepower. If you're going to race, I understand, but if you're going to travel, for me it's nonsense. Anyway, everyone is different, everyone prefers something else. Handling on the roads like this, fantastic. It's a very stable bike, you can leave it like that, it will go exactly where it's supposed to go. No changes, no bad habits or something like that. It's not shaking, nothing at all. When I bought it, the front original stock tire Pirelli STR was not good, was shaking like this. I changed it and now everything is perfect. After 12,000 kilometers, I did not even have situations that the bike was not going well or how I asked. So I cannot complain at all. Twisty roads, it is fantastic. It has more capabilities than I have as a rider. So when I decided that I tilt enough, the bike will hold at least 2-3 more centimeters. So it's not about the bike, it's more about the rider. Even that the tires that I use now at the moment are TKC 80 on the front and the stock Pirelli on the back. I'm gonna stop after a while and show you in what conditions they are. But as I said, it has more capabilities as a bike than me as a rider, if you understand what I mean. So I cannot complain at all. City riding, perfect because of the high position. I have good visibility over the cars. As I told you, visibility in the mirrors is very good. Brakes, in my opinion, the brakes are excellent. Some people will find it weak, but keep in mind that I'm coming from Tenere 600, which was not very famous with its brakes. But this one, in my opinion, see, more than enough for me, more than enough. They stop very well. Let's find a straight road so I can press even more. But talking again about twisty roads, the handling is so well, and it doesn't matter where you go, uphill, downhill, it is just very good. All right, now I have like 90 kilometers per hour, and have a look now. It stopped really well, from 90 to 0, very good. Yeah, when I brake so hard, the front suspension dive a bit. This could be done with a better suspension, but how often you have to stop like this? For me, important is that when you need it, you will have it. That's it. Anything else on the highways? Well, on the highways, in my opinion, the cruising speed of this motorcycle, the comfortable speed, will be like 120, maybe maximum 130. It is not that you cannot ride more. Of course you can ride it with 150, 60, but then the petrol consumption will be very high. Also the RPMs will be very high. On around 140 kilometers per hour, you've got like 6.5 thousand RPMs per hour, something like that. On around 120, I've got like 4,500 from maximum 12,000. So that is fair enough, but then, as I said, the petrol consumption will be very high. Now at the moment you can see this symbol here, eco, which is mean that I'm still in very economical mode, but if I twist more, it disappears. So it reminds you that you use a lot of petrol now. What else? The light, I told you, it is good enough. I don't ride in the night, but it's happened a few times, and I cannot complain. Yes, it's shake a bit because of this movement that I told you, but I'm completely fine with this. So no, now I have some twisty roads. So when you have roads like this, as I told you, the bike can tilt much more than I can. But even with these tires that the rear is already almost worn out, you can have a really good fun because it accelerates very fast, and when you need to stop, you stop fast. So yeah, I cannot complain. It is not KTM, but it's a very, very good motorcycle, and when you know the price, this is the cheaper option at the moment. I'm just more than happy to have it. Let's try a top speed here on this straight line. Okay, a little bit later because this is a village. When you ride on the roads like this, suspension is working just perfect. The difference is, I told you, when you hit the big bumps, then you can feel the lack of good suspension, but on the roads like this it's fine. Okay, let me twist now a little bit to see the flexibility. Let's say now I am on 6th gear with 60 kilometers per hour. If I twist the throttle, it will start to accelerate. But it's going really fast. to 150. Up to 150, it accelerates very well. I'm afraid that if I have more, you won't be able to hear anything because of the wind noise. And yeah, basically this is everything. Let me stop now and walk around and just tell you a few words about some of the things that I think that they can be made a little bit better. I'm just looking for a proper space. Okay, it will be here. Maybe to do maneuvers with this motorcycle, absolutely pleasure, because it has this good turning angle. Okay, some of the things that could be made better, let me put it on central stand so I can show you. One of the few small problems that I've got is this side stand. After a few months of use, it does not return well. So because the side stand is from aluminum and this is a steel, somehow they stuck between, so I need to lubricate it here and then we'll be alright. This all here, don't worry about it, it is from the chain lubrication, it's not from the engine. The engine is perfect. What I really like is that I can check the level of the antifreeze at every moment, and the oil. This is very easy because I just stop on the road, check it like that, and it's okay. The seat, the stock seat, well, in my opinion it's alright, but even so I've got this 3D mesh on the top and it's okay for many hours. Of course, some people are more sensitive and they might need something else. The design of the water pump here, it's not really something that I will do, but with the proper protection it is alright. The rest is just fine. I cannot complain, as I told you so many times. Nothing really major. Build quality, well, we have seen a better build quality in many models, but if you know that it's a cheap model, it's something that I can live with it. That's it.